For the end of the season, and our sights now stand, how much of a toll does a regular season take on the coach?
Well, Kevin, the big thing is you just don't sleep a lot because you're running on adrenaline and your mind is always going, looking for more and more answers, so it can be exhausting mentally.
Now the starting group for the visitors. Nikhil Alexander-Walker out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's Porzingis. Then it's Brooks. And it's Adams in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Green. Right the pass to Brown. It's good from long range.
Yeah, that's a great find by White. He's such a clever and deceptive combo guard.
Gilgeous-Alexander against White. Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Now the Ballers with it. Here's Brown. Here's White. And it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And great read there by SGA. Knew the shot was coming and just trusted his instincts.
And it's Green slapping it down.
And one of Green's best assets, his leaping ability. He's a natural athlete, very explosive.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over White. And Gilgeous-Alexander the bucket on the assist by Porzingis.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Back to White. And White with the stuff.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. Gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Adams sets the pick for Gilgeous-Alexander. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Adams has got his second basket of the game.
Gilgeous-Alexander is so dangerous in these pick-and-roll sets.
They set the pick. Green, the pass to Richards. Here's Ware. Five to shoot. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Drops in the breakaway layup. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second bucket of the night.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Now to see the numbers for Gilgeous-Alexander. Averaging 33 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. But that's just part of the picture. His defensive presence goes beyond the stat sheet.
Yeah, his true impact on the defensive end cannot be measured by stats.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Ballers. They trail by 1.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Oh,
was such a beautiful pass to set that one
Yeah,
up.
the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. 21st pick in the 2022 draft, Christian Brown, who won a title with Denver during his rookie year. And their coach, Michael Malone, used him in certain situations, and he flourished.
Well, you know, Kevin, he won a college championship the year before. This guy's played in a lot of high-pressure games, and that is what has given Michael Malone the confidence to go with him. He was ready for those moments.
Ready indeed. The first one falls. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Pass to Ware for the three. The rebound by Steven Adams. Porzingis passes to Alexander Walker. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Brown pulls it down. The Bronx, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Green kicks to Ware. Here's the three. Buries it from three-point range. Ware's got 5. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Guarded by Green. And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Pass to Richards. Here's Brown. Defended by Alexander Walker.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Greg Popovich.
He said SGA has this special ability to lull a defender into a slower pace and then suddenly make a quick move that leaves everybody just standing there. Coach feels the attention has to be on him. He wants to force somebody else to beat them. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And he comes up with the deuce. 6 points for him.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Now here's White. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. And it's Green, missing.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
White against Gilgeous-Alexander. Puts it up from 12. Bronx grabs the miss.
And they brought the energy. I thought played well, but both teams really put on a great show. Unfortunately, someone had to lose.
Yeah, that was 2 very evenly matched teams. But in the end, it came down to who executed better down the stretch.
The rebound by Richards. The Bronx, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Porzingis with the block.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep a shot out of Porzingis' reach. He has such long arms.
And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
And the Ballers making a change here. And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that had the most second chance points on the season.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Green passes to Ware. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. Driving the lane. Brown's shot is off. Doing quite well in these early minutes, 55%. Gilgeous Alexander finds Alexander Walker. Here's the teardrop. Got a piece of it.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Brown. Defended by Alexander Walker. Just 5 to shoot. There's Green with the 3. They set the screen. There's the triple. Happy to see that one go in for a second make in 5 attempts.
And what you just love about Green, a guard who works with or without the ball, can break you down in so many ways.
Now, here's Gilgeous Alexander. He's got 9. Here's Adams. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Look, if I'm one of his teammates, I just keep getting him the ball. He has been lights out.
White against Gilgeous Alexander. Here's Brown. 9 points last game out. Out to White. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Norman Powell.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And the ball is making a change here. Henderson's checked in. Gilgeous Alexander deciding where to go with it. Over Henderson. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
No, strong take by SGA. 6'6" with point guard skills. What a nightmare matchup he is.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at the line for 1.
Nearly automatic. Gilgeous-Alexander, no slouch from the line.
The Bronx trails by 3. Now Whitmore, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Wallace is checked in for the Bronx. No good on the second free throw. The Bowlers have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Here's Whitmore, and it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander. Bradley sets the pick for Gilgeous-Alexander. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Bronx trails by 4. Joe with it. Pass to Whitmore. From the arc. And it's Bradley with the rebound.
Well, I don't love him taking that shot, especially with the defense right there.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Cam Whitmore. First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for the away team, Norman Powell. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Powell. Wells, he's checked in for Gilgeous Alexander. And so Powell nails both of them. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Ballers. 6-point game. There's a screen to the middle. Here's Messi. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Isaac finds Powell. Here's Wells. Here's Isaac. Whitmore defending. Pass to Carney. Isaac a screen. No good from Carney.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Wallace to the paint. Wells with the steal.
Remaining in the first 2 minutes.
Isaac against Murray. Isaac misses.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going down. And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Norman Powell. He's averaging 11 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Not bad numbers, but for a player of his talent, you have to think he can do more.
Yeah, and talking to his coach, this team expects more from him. And that's a good problem to have as a player. It means your team believes in your abilities.
First free throw is good. He hits both from the stripe. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the first. Carney dishes to Bradley. Pass to Powell. Clock at 6. All alone. That one goes. Count it.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Now, Whitmore. 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Messi. Murray with it. Isaac picks him up. Pulls it up. Nice shot by Wallace. Here is Carney. Still scoreless. Isaac outside. Here is Carney, covered by Joe. There's the pick. 18 feet out. Pass to Wells. Bradley sets the pick for Powell to the inside. And Bradley gets it to go on the assist by Powell.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Wallace against Powell. Whitmore with it. Over Wells. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got 4 rebounds in this game. Isaac kicks to Carney. Jacks up a 3.
Got it! Oh, what a hit! That is such a tough shot.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Oh, man, that's like stealing 3 points. Big time finish to the quarter.
And so the first quarter is in the books. They're up by 7. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Yeah, well, the best way to get in the head of your opponent is through aggressive defense.
Hey, Stan, as a coach, what was the most difficult part when transitioning from college to the pros?
That's a great question, Kevin, and I think two things. Number one, the length and the pace of the season. You just didn't have the time to prepare for the next game. Everything was sped up. And then, obviously, the talent of the players. So you're trying to game plan and come up with a way to stop guys who are essentially unstoppable.
We've got Scoot Henderson. He's out there with Jalen Green. And it's Richards in at the center. They've got Porzingis. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. Then there's Bradley, and it's Powell in at the 3. And for the Bronx, Scoot Henderson is out there with Jalen Green. Then it's Nick Richards, and it's Ware in at the 4. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Down low, here's Porzingis. Bronx grabs the miss.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Here's Green. Here's Richards, and he uses the glass on the layup. Richards got his second bucket.
Relentless effort creates the second chance opportunity.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Alexander-Walker for 3. Bronx grabs the miss. Richards got his 5th rebound in this one. Green bounce pass. Brown. Rebound by Alexander-Walker. Gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander against Henderson. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Porzingis, and that one is good.
Yeah, and Porzingis is deceptively mobile at times, which makes him dangerous in pick and rolls.
Henderson dishes to Ware. Here's Brown, defended by Alexander-Walker. Rebound by Alexander-Walker.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, "It feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. I've had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time." Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. Back to you.
Oh, David, you are an unselfish playmaker, and I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. Adams, he's checked in for Bradley. As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. You take a look at the Ballers. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed.
And seeing where the Bronx is, they've been strong at times this season, but they still have some holes. I think they're a playoff caliber team. I just don't think they're a championship caliber team.
Yeah, that's not a knock on them. This is where most people expected them to be. They just don't have the talent to be up there with the contenders.
And another miss by the Bronx.
Well, you win and lose as a team, so the fact that they're trailing isn't all on him. But with that said, he's had a rough shooting performance.
And the conversation for Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to health. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
That free throw good from Porzingis. Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. Here's Alexander Walker. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the 2nd quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Bronx trails by 11. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Brown. By Porzingis. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside, Porzingis. And it's good. With time running down in the shot clock. Porzingis has got 6.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Ware. Henderson looking it over. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Powell with the steal. And Brown pulls it down. Pass to White. Now Richards. To stop the run. Ware, good. 10 points for him.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now Henderson defending. Henderson against Gilgeous-Alexander. Porzingis with the ball. Here's Brown. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. And Adams sends it back.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense. He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
The Bronx trails by 10. Inside, here's Brown. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Gilgeous-Alexander against White. Outside, Porzingis. Lets a floater go, and it's denied. And it's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Powell, and he drives in, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Powell's got 6.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Back to White. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
That's White shaking him off, creating room off the dribble.
White against Gilgeous Alexander. And here's Porzingis for a 3. That's good for his 3rd bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
They set the pick. White bounce pass. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, and I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size.
Right.
And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And some changes here for the Bronx. Murray's checked in for Nick Richards. Cam Whitmore comes in for Christian Brown. And it's Isaiah Joe in for Henderson. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. I've heard some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Right side, White. Back to Joe. 5 on the clock. Pass to Whitmore.
And shooting against Adams, very challenging. He's an assertive defender who won't back off.
Wells passes to Isaac. Here's Adams with the drive. Oh, and the jam by Adams.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Now here's White. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, you can see White's confidence continue to grow on shots like these. Just sticking it to the defense.
Wallace is checked in for Isaiah Joe.
One shot.
And that one falls for White. Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Yeah, well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. moment now to see the story for Kobe White. Gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. On the wing, Isaac. Adams finds Isaac. Here is Carney. White covering. Over to the left wing. Here's Isaac. Misses the three. The Bronx trails by 12. Here's Whitmore. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And when you watch Whitmore, he's much bigger than your average wing. Creates a different type of matchup.
For the Bronx, they've only one missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Shooting two.
Free throw good, Whitmore.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Bradley's checked in for Adams. And both free throws good for Whitmore. Getting an outstanding 53% for the game. Here is Carney. White covering. Bradley is screen on White. Carney with the bucket. Carney's got 5 points so far.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, this is how you shut the door, right? You keep making good shots and you build the lead.
And it's White missing. Now here's Brooks. Tight defense on him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And one of these modern wings who doesn't just shoot threes. Brooks is a tough guy to cover.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Dylan Brooks taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Brooks.
And there's a flexibility to Brooks's game. He can play a specific role for you, or he can be a high usage guy. Really depends on what a team needs from night to night.
Jalen Green's checked in for the Bronx. And both free throws good for Brooks.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Ballers. They trail by 14. Outside, Green. Stolen by Brooks.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Pass to Isaac. Brooks kicks to Carney. To the paint. Here's Gilgeous Alexander. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
3rd personal foul.
That's on Cam Whitmore.
Team foul.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
Shea Gilgeous Alexander at the line for 1.
That's good from Gilgeous Alexander.
And really a good job of getting to the line in that first quarter. Hasn't been doing that as much here in the second.
Pass to Whitmore. Will it go? Rebounded by Isaac. 59% here in the second quarter. They're playing with great confidence. Here is Carney. Isaac passes to Brooks. Back to Isaac. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. The Bronx trails by 17. Pass to Misi. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. Wallace the screen. Here's Whitmore. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Gilgeous Alexander.
This is what I love about Whitmore, his fearless attitude and that ability to draw foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and get himself to the line.
Good on the second free throw. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance.
Isaac outside. Off target from outside. And for the Bronx, they're shooting 35% so far in the second. They need to move the ball around more and find better looks.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 1.
One shot.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the number 2 overall pick in the draft, and that's really changed the landscape.
Here is Carney. He's got 5. They get it back. Gilgeous Alexander. The layup off target. The Bronx trails by 13. Now here's Wallace. To the right side. Here's Whitmore. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got 6 rebounds in the game. Carney kicks to Gilgeous Alexander. Gets it off. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so we conclude the first half. They lead by 13. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Coach Carlisle with me. Rick, a tremendous first half offensively. What pleased you about the team's effort?
Our pace is good. We're making a good effort defensively, but they're starting to hit some shots, so we're going to have to keep it tightened up.
We'll see what happens as the game continues. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Ready for the big and half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Give me a beat. They're measuring up the shot. Give it up for the participants.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
You take a look at the visitors. They played okay, but unfortunately, that's not getting you into the playoffs. They were hoping to take the next step this year. That led to a lot of frustration for everybody. Their fans are hangry. They wanted to eat.
Now let's talk about that lopsided first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Ballers.
They haven't been able to get anything going on the offensive end. And the lack of production doesn't just fall on the shoulders of the players. The game plan that the coaches have, it's whack. It doesn't work.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Adams is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position. Richards finds Green, 4 on the shot clock. The Bronx needs to get off a shot here. And it's White missing. Doing it pretty well, close to 50%. You know, Stan, it is great to see Kobe White put it all together.
It sure is, Kevin. This guy hung in there with a great attitude, even when he wasn't playing as much as he wanted to. He's still growing as a player, knocking down shots. His confidence is sky high. His approach will take him a long way.
I got to believe as a coach, that is incredibly satisfying to have that kind of play.
Yeah, it really is. When you have a guy like that, he just keeps getting better.
There's White, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Brown, the pass to Green. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Porzingis against White. Porzingis kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Alexander-Walker. Out to Porzingis. Lets the 3 fly. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Well, the thing is, you got to be very careful when Porzingis gets that catch-and-shoot game working.
Here's White. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists tonight.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 20 points for him.
And moving with such speed, the quickness of SGA's drives, something to admire.
Pass to Brown. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Green passes to Brown. No good with the triple.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander finds Porzingis. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Superb concentration by Porzingis. Good at staying under control and pushing through the contact.
Now here's White. 10 points for him. Green, the pass to Richards. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. And the wide open shot from Green. Drains the 3-pointer. Green's got 11 points.
Oh, not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Porzingis can't hit.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Down low. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Bronx grabs the miss. Here's Brown. 5 points in the game. Ware passes to White. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Well, we've really seen White raise his game as a scorer. He can be relentless at times, like right now.
Pass to Alexander-Walker. Left side, Porzingis. And here is Adams, defended by Richards. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside.
His shots it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game. And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today, he's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Porzingis sets the pick for Gilgeous-Alexander. And that one ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. Taking high percentage shots has been this group's specialty. On your screen now are this month's field goal percentage leaders. And you look at Richards, fourth in the league and as consistent as they come.
It would be hard to imagine him shooting the ball much better than he has. He has been on fire.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And some changes here for the Bronx. Isaiah Joe comes in for Jalen Green. And Henderson subbed in for White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's Brown, defended by Alexander Walker. Ware, no good. Gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter, 4 of 8. Henderson against Gilgeous-Alexander. And Adams kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Into the lane. That's tipped. Henderson against Adams. There's a good screen. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Steven Adams picks one up.
High motor type of player. Henderson fighting tooth and nail down low.
The Bronx, they've shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. And the first one drops.
Well, Scoot has all the physical attributes. He has the fearless mentality. But like most young players, he just needs some time to develop and adapt to the NBA game.
Keegan Murray's checked in for the Bronx. Whitmore comes in for Christian Brown. Both free throws good from Henderson. And around 44% in this third quarter. Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Joe. Porzingis kicks to Powell. Here's Carney. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. To the middle. Here's Murray. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
And hard not to get excited about Keegan Murray's potential. He can shoot the ball. He rebounds it. If this guy continues to grow his game, he could end up being a high-level impact player.
He's off on the first.
And with his mobility, Murray doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time to be effective. His movement and energy alone puts pressure on a defense.
Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Adams. He hits the second from the line. Going somewhat subpar, 4-10 on their shots in the second half so far. Left side, Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Ronch grabs the miss. Nisi's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Henderson. Here's Nisi. Back to Henderson. And he lays it straight in.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Carney, the pass to Porzingis. Screen by Porzingis. They could use a bucket. The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants to talk to his guys. Bradley's checked in for Porzingis. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look here at the visitors. They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And here's Anderson. He'll bring it up for the Ballers. It's a 10-point game. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the last few years, we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects and about 3/4 of the tradable picks hoarded by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. And that one's good by Henderson.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Carney dishes to Bradley. Pass to Carney. High arcing shot. It's good. Carney's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Bronx trails by 13. Here's Henderson. And the rejection by Bradley. Alexander Walker on the wing. Here is Carney. Henderson defending. Bradley is screen on Henderson. To the inside. It's tipped. Lays it up off the glass.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
The Ballers have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Joe finds Henderson. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. And here is Isaac. Hasn't made one yet. Carney the pass to Isaac. Shot from the top of the key. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Henderson attacking. And so it looks like the Bowlers will retain possession here. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry.
In that game against Kansas City, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
5 to shoot. And he gets it to go. Whitmore's got 5 now. Gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Isaac kicks to Carney. Isaac a screen. Carney the pass to Isaac. He drains it from the right block. Isaac's got his first basket of the night.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Henderson. 6 points for him. Here's Messi. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Jonathan Isaac.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And the Ballers making a change here. Wallace is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Being at 50% in a decent groove. Pass to Alexander Walker. And here's Bradley. That 3 off the mark. Here's Whitmore, guarded by Powell. Now Whitmore, he has 5, and he converts the layup. He's got 7.
And Whitmore a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
Doing it well here in the third, about 50%. Carney dishes to Bradley. Pass to Isaac. Trying his luck from deep. Drains it from beyond the arc. Isaac's got 5. 1:07 left to play here in the third. Anderson with it. 6 points for him. Here's Messi. Lets it go with a 3. And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Wow, Henderson looking so confident, shooting the answer 3 right there.
Pass to Carney. Rebound by Murray. The Bronx trails by 11. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And just a top-notch free throw shooter this year, all the way up there at 88%.
Free throw good, Wallace. Jalen Green's checked in for Scoot Henderson. That one is no good. Here's Murray. Pass to Messi. Wallace looking for an opening. 6 to shoot. Here's Messi. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here is Carney. Tries it from the top of the key. No good on the last second attempt there. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Leading by 10. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, that is what coaches want from their point guards. Set others up, play the game the right way.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. We've got Green. He's out there with White. And it's Richards in at the 5, roaming the paint. Pass to Powell. Outside, Porzingis. Bronx grabs the miss. Richards got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Outside, White. Back to Green. To the wing on the left. From outside the arc. Brown's shot is off.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
White against Powell.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
First team foul. Shooting for the away team, Norman Powell at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. And so White will bring it up for the Ballers. They trail by 11. Pass to Richards. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And it's easy to give up after a play like that, but this team needs to keep fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Bounce pass from Gilgeous Alexander. Here's Porzingis, and a great assist by Gilgeous Alexander as that one goes in. Gilgeous Alexander's got his 4th assist in this one. Now here's White, pass to Ware. Green in the post. Brooks covering. Green against Brooks. Just 5 to shoot. Kept alive. And the dunk to finish it off. Ah, beauty.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
16 feet away. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Gilgeous Alexander. Gilgeous Alexander's got 5 assists tonight. The Bronx trails by 13. White looking around, and here's Green outside. It's hauled in by Adams.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
White against Gilgeous Alexander. Left side, Porzingis. It's deflected, and he gets it back. Got it. Good job in the low post. Porzingis has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Outside, Green. It's White on the wing. Shoots over Gilgeous Alexander. White, good.
Yeah, it seems like White's got that in-between range figured out.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Porzingis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the away team, Kristaps Porzingis. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And both free throws good for Porzingis.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Has to wear. Now Richards. Outside Green. Here's Brown. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Green. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 11 rebounds in the game. Alexander Walker passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Now here's Porzingis. Porzingis is double. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to foul. And the 3 off target.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
White against Gilgeous-Alexander. Richards passes to Green. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
Once Green gets inside, he has the body control to adjust to the defender there and finish.
Now, Alexander Walker. Inside. Deflects the pass. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Look at Green just taking off and throwing it down right in the face of the defense.
Mr. Porzingis. Adams down low. Defended by Richards. Porzingis. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Brown. Defended by Alexander Walker. Powell against Green. 5 on the clock. To the left side wing. Ware, no good. Gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander against White. Pass to Porzingis. 14 feet away. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 assists in the game. Now here's White. Brown lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now.
All right, fans, let's get some applause for your father's dancers.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. Now, his perspective was to play like we're behind. He said, that's the energy we need right now. We haven't won anything yet. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Ballers on D, 11-point game. Now here's Powell. Porzingis sets the pick for Powell. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him.
Well, one of the premier offensive players in the league, Kristaps Porzingis, is hot tonight, putting on a show.
Pass to Ware. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. Throws it up high. And the ball goes out of bounds. Turned over.
And a misconnection there. Hands guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
Brooks checked in for Norman Powell. Gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Porzingis at the elbow. Grabs the miss. Although they're down big right now, Greg, still plenty of time left in this one.
At this point, they got to take it one possession at a time.
On defense, the Bronx, after Jalen Green's miss, from deep, Gilgeous-Alexander gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 25 points in the game. Pass to Ware. Here's Brown. And here is Green. Shoots the three. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
The Bronx trails by 16. Stolen by Brooks. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Adams' shot is off. And for the Bronx, they're shooting 43% from the field. Green. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Green's got 6 in the quarter.
And because Green is able to blow past defenders, they guard against that. So he just stops on a dime and pops.
Now here's Brooks. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got 4 assists now tonight.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Here's Brown. Porzingis with the steal. Pass to Alexander Walker. And the layup's good off the glass.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bronx. They trail by 18. Here's Brown. Ware passes to Brown. It's White on the wing. On the clock. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. Gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Adams with the screen on White. To the paint, and Adams with the slam.
And that play is tailor-made for Adams. Not many guys set a better screen and then the quick roll off it to get the finish.
Now here's Green. Pass to Brown. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
Well, if Porzingis gets within arm's length of the hoop, he's not going to make many mistakes.
And the Ballers call time here. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Whitmore. Brooks covering, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Carney kicks to Bradley. Pass to Carney. Isaac right side. Trying to find Bradley. Gets it to him. Takes it from 10. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal
Well, Stan, I know you made the transition from college to the NBA as a coach and were successful, but how hard is that transition for the players to go from college to the pros?
Take a break.
It's an incredible transition, Kevin. In college, let's think about it. The very best teams may have 2 or 3 NBA caliber players. You know how many NBA players are on NBA teams? 15 of them. And the pace of the game, everything happens faster. So all of your reads and decisions have to happen faster. That's what I think takes the time more than the skills themselves.
Bronx making a switch here. Ware's checked in. And so Bradley nails both of them. Here's Whitmore. 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. Going inside. And the rejection by Bradley. Here is Carney. Screen by Adams. Fires the three. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander against Henderson. Pass to Ware. 34 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Whitmore with it from downtown. That one, no good. The steal. Here's Messi. Can't hit that one. Nice D from Brooks. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Joe. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And so the road team gets the W in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys did a great job contesting shots and disrupting their offense. What did you like best about the defensive effort tonight?
I think from the beginning of the game, we just started off aggressive. We were connected defensively, and that's why we were able to stop them.
You got it done when it counted, Kristaps. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
This is a team that takes every home game very seriously. And hey everybody, we're coming to you live on 2K. Well, the center position is obviously a point of strength for both of these teams, Brent.
Do you believe, BA, that these guys are coming in and not thinking about that very same thing? These guys want to test each other tonight, and you wonder, whoever gets the best of the other guy, will that elevate the next couple weeks of play for them in terms of their confidence? So a big man battle. Let's keep a close eye on it.
Now the starting group for the visitors. Malcolm Brogdon out there with Anthony Simons. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic. Then there's Robert Williams. And it's Wembanyama in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Brogdon. Pass to Wembanyama. Shoots over Ayton. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Brogdon.
The refined jumper of Wembanyama. You just never see that in a man of his height.
Here's Doncic. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Williams. Pass to Wembanyama. Over Ayton. Nice shot by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his second bucket on the night.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
Here's Rizachet, guarded by Brogdon. Here's Doncic. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now here's Wembanyama, coming off a 31-point game. Now here's Simons. The D's right on him. Brogdon with the ball. Now guarded by Butler. 4 on the clock. Lets it fly. Doncic pulls down the board.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
The shot by Butler, no good. Gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Open shot by Brogdon. It's rebounded by Los Angeles.
I admire the play call. They just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Now here's Bogdanovic. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Wembanyama, screen on Butler. Bogdanovic against Butler. Out to Simons. Collins with the rebound. So it's Los Angeles now.
You know, I have to admire a guy like Anthony Simons. Early in his career, he was seen as undersized, but with his skill and pure athleticism, he balances the scales against bigger players, and he's become a ferocious scorer.
Here's Brogdon, following the score by Los Angeles. Simons up top. Spins. Ooh, powered down with both hands.
Just shocking the defense here. They couldn't keep up with Simon's nimbleness.
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Rizachet. And here's Doncic. We saw him with 39 points last game. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Doncic has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
And they may have talked about